Hi again, everyone. Well, you certainly heard me talk many times about dry weather, dry spells, and the problems with it many times over the last 15 years. A number of those years, overall moisture input into our area has been below normal. And so, of course, it's a good question. How's our soil moisture content as we look into this spring season? Palmer Index, first of all, this term right here, that's an official measure of soil moisture. It's an agricultural measure and certainly the most widespread widespread one in use for soil moisture. West of I-75 and across the Upper Peninsula, we're really just below normal on all of our numbers, though a little bit below normal in this area. But we see more dryness as we come here off to the east. All those areas east of I-75 and east of US 27 needing much more rain, perhaps as much as 1 to 3 inches, just to bring the Palmer Index numbers back to normal for this time of the year. So over here, we've got a lot of very dry soils, in particular fire concern because east of this line we have lots of pine plantations, including jack pine plantations, and they can become explosive if they get too dry. So yeah, we're still on the dry watch here. Nationally, let's go to that picture because this speaks in part to what we can expect perhaps as we look through the season. This area right here is what I want to point out. Nationally, great concern for drought conditions brewing already here in Iowa, western Illinois, parts of southern Wisconsin. This is upstream in our summer weather pattern, meaning our weather comes across this dry zone, and very often extreme areas like this can influence the current weather and the future weather developing and actually push this extreme a little farther. So we could be in a dry shadow. We've got worries to watch for now as we go into the season. Right now, holding on an okay firm ground in terms of soil moisture, but we certainly could use some more. Well, here's a look at the satellite picture with radar. We're going to get a little bit more overnight and early tomorrow morning. That's this wind shift line way out to the west. You can see there's not much moisture with it. But overnight, we'll get some drizzle, a few sprinkles. Sprinkles probably more likely in our far northern counties, but a little bit of extra moisture overnight tonight. Say today's high temperatures were very comfortable, upper 40s and 50s. We've now dropped into the 40s. We really won't drop that far. Tonight, overnight, we look for our lows really just to be edging into the 30s. We'll stay above any kind of freeze level. And then for tomorrow's highs, it'll be warmer than today and a little bit better chance of seeing sunshine in all areas. But notice 50s, even to the UP, where there were some 50s today, and even pushing some 60s into our southern locales, perhaps Mount Pleasant touching 60 degrees. By Thursday afternoon, that's when we expect to see a whole lot of sunshine and the best conditions, perhaps, of this business week. Before we go on, I want to go, well, let's go to this one, and then I want to go to Mount Pleasant because I just mentioned it, and we want to check the conditions there right now. But extended forecast, this looks pretty good if you want some warm air because looking into next week, it does appear as if we got a solid chance for some above normal temperatures and perhaps some extra moisture, although more questions on the moisture forecast, but maybe getting some extra moisture in next week. Here's Mount Pleasant real quickly. Very, very cloudy skies. Watch for some fog here as well. Some of this cloud deck coming right down to the ground later on tonight. Here's the Doppler 9 and 10 forecast for the eastern UP and Straits area. Cloudy skies tonight and late tonight. Sprinkles or isolated showers forming. They'll be very light. Better chance of actually seeing rain here than any place else. But temperatures only 35 to 40. And for tomorrow, any precipitation should end in the morning, then some partial clearing, high temperatures 50 to 53. Northern lower Michigan overnight tonight, same call. It'll be late tonight when there is a chance for a few sprinkles, especially Charlevoix to Gaylord, on over to Rogers City and northward to the Straits. Most of us stay dry. Most of us dry tomorrow, and then all of us go from a mostly cloudy condition to partly cloudy with temperatures 50 to 55. Central counties overnight, I think the biggest problem here will be your fog potential. Watch out for patchy fog, temperatures 39 to 45. And tomorrow, more cloudiness through the day, but occasional peaks of sunshine. You'll have the warmest temperatures here, getting near 60 even tomorrow. Here's our 5-day forecast. 60s on Thursday, Mount Pleasant, Big Rapids, Midland. I think you'll hit 60 on Thursday with a good bit of sunshine. I'll be back. We'll take another look at this 5-day after sports.
I'm Elise Hecker. It's a rite of summer, baseball. But if your child's in danger, you don't want him to play. New research shows a way to reduce eye injuries in Little League players. You'll find out more next in tonight's Your Health.
Your Health with Elise Hecker is brought to you by 9 and 10 News and community sponsor Munson Healthcare.
Good evening. Baseball accounts for the leading cause of sports-related eye injuries in children between the ages of 5 and 14. Researchers say there's a way to reduce the chance of injury without taking away from the game.
Everybody gets sacked. I don't care if you have to do all the way left.
Attaboy. Nice shot. Next hitter.
Nearly 5 million children ages 5 to 14 play baseball in the U.S. The chance of being hit by a ball is pretty high. Ophthalmologist Brian Conway sees many facial injuries from balls.
Baseball, most of the things that we've seen have been direct blows to the eye. with hemorrhage into the eye.
One solution is softer baseballs. They're available at sports stores. So graduate student Stefan Duma and colleagues went to work testing soft versus hard.
We actually took softer baseballs and we designed an instrument to measure the forces around your eye and how far into your eye the ball goes.
Here's the hard baseball and the impact. Now, this is the softer version. It goes farther in, but spreads the impact out around the eye.
The forces on the eye were almost double with the hard Major League Baseball compared to the softer Little League Baseball. We're recommending different level balls for different level play. The older the person gets, the harder the ball you can use.
So why aren't they used in Little Leagues already? Players and coaches worry it will change the game. Stefan's studies show there's only a 2% difference in how far the balls go.
So they're almost identical in every way, except they don't hurt as much when they hit you.
And these future major leaguers are aiming to hit and not be hit. For your health, I'm Elise Hecker.
Others believe the ball isn't the problem. Instead, it's the bat. Coaches say there's less force when a ball is hit with a wooden bat.
Building boats could build a better tomorrow. Meet a man who wants to be sure northern Michigan stays beautiful for years to come. Next, when 9 and 10 News 6 continues.
A northern Michigan man who makes his living designing and building custom boats is using his talents to protect Michigan's rivers and streams.
As Peter Forton reports, the man's work will go toward a multi-million-dollar fundraising effort.
It seems fitting that Larry Bordine is using his talents as a boat builder to help protect the very waters that many of his custom-designed canoes and kayaks may eventually navigate. Earlier this year, Bordine offered his financial support to the River Care Project, an environmental program designed by the Conservation Resource Alliance to protect northern Michigan's waterways.
It was a natural partnership between Conservation Resource Alliance and myself. They protect the waterways and help preserve the northern Michigan watershed. My product helps people go right out into the watershed and appreciate it.
Bordine is designing and building a special line of canoes and kayaks for the River Care Project. He plans to donate some of the proceeds from the sale of each one to the Conservation Resource Alliance. Depending on the type and design of boat, Bordine plans to donate from $300 to $1,000 from each sale to the Alliance, money that's badly needed.
Individual river costs, restoration projects can range from $15,000 on a small project, on a small creek or stream, up to several $100,000 for an individual site.
The Alliance is hoping Bordine's generosity will rub off on other business owners in the region.
Understanding that the economic base of Northwest Michigan is significantly centered on people coming here to enjoy the natural resources.
In Grand Traverse County, Peter Forton, 9 and 10 News.
And the Alliance hopes to raise $5 million over the next 5 years to build a permanent source of funding for future river care projects.
Well, Kurt's in now.